It was drizzling outside, and suddenly a young woman ran into the cafe. "I beg your pardon," said the waitress, "but this is a private property. You can't just here and soak our floor!" "I know. I'm sorry," the girl said, sniffling. "But it's raining cats and dogs outside, and I have nowhere to go." Just then, a man looked up from his book. He was reading a newspaper. "So, you have to go?" he asked. "Yes, I am afraid so," she replied. "Well, then let me walk you home." He took off his coat and offered it to her. She refused politely, but he insisted. "You don't need to do that," she said. "I insist," he said, and walked her to a door. It turned out that the man had his own problems. He was a poor single dad who had to take care of his young daughter. He wondered if it was really a good idea to bring a complete stranger into his home. But looking at how drenched and frightened the girl was, he finally relented. He invited her inside. "Thank you," she whispered and took off her shoes. "Don't mention it," he said, and went to check on his daughter. In the morning, the girl woke up on the couch. She sat up, surprised to find herself there. Suddenly, she heard little footsteps. Saw a cute little girl with red hair approaching her. "Hi," she said with a sweet smile. "Are you the new mommy?" "My daddy told me you were tonight." The girl blushed. "Oh, no, honey," she said. "Your daddy was just being nice. Didn't stay over. I had to get going early this morning." "Oh," the girl said, deflated. "Okay, then can I still call you mommy because I like you?" She hugged the girl tightly. "Of course you can, sweetheart," she said. "What's your name?" "Lily," replied. "I'm Lily." At that moment, Jack walked into the kitchen. Hey," he said awkwardly. "You my daughter, right?" "Yeah," she said, smiling. "Daddy, is she gonna be my new mommy?" Jack felt his heart. He ruffled Lily's hair. "Let's not talk about that right now." "Okay," he said to her. "Emma, can I talk to you for a second?" he asked. She nodded and followed him into the other room. "I'm so sorry about last night. I didn't mean for you to sleep over here." "No, it's quite all right," she replied. "Thank you for your hospitality. So, do you want some coffee or tea?" "Actually, I'd love some coffee," he said. "Great. I'll make us some," she said, and got to work. As they ate breakfast together, talked about everything and nothing. Soon, they were both laughing about something on TV. Then suddenly, Emma burst out crying. He was so startled that he dropped his fork. "Hey, are you all right?" he asked, rushing to her aid. "Yes, I'm sorry," he said, wiping away her tears. "It is just that I have unlaughed this much in ages, and I do unknow what it is. That I haven't laughed in ages. Well, if you ever feel sad again, just come to me," he said warmly. "I'll always make you laugh." He smiled through her tears. "Thanks," she said. When Emma was done with breakfast, she wanted to leave. "Would you like to drive you somewhere?" he asked. "That would be lovely," she said. "So, where do you work?" he asked. "I used to be a secretary at my dad's firm, but I don't know if you could get me a job there," she said. "Why not try working at the local laundry shop? My sister-in-law works there. She's a great person. You two will hit it off immediately," he said. "Really?" he said with a smile. "All right, then I'll try." A few hours later, Emma found herself behind the counter of the local laundry shop. On the surface, she seemed to be doing fine, but in reality, she was struggling with every stitch of honest labor. Even sitting behind the counter gave her sore arms. She missed the days when all she had to do was answer phones and type documents. Life had been so much easier. Just then, the bell above the door chimed, and in walked Jack. "Hey, Emma," he said with a smile. "You look busy." "Yeah, I am," she replied, trying to keep her voice steady. "You seem tired," he said, seeing the dark circles under her eyes. "I probably didn't get much sleep last night," she lied. In reality, she had slept well, but her body was aching. That evening, Jack couldn't sleep. He tossed and turned in bed next to his sleeping daughter. He couldn't help but worry about Emma. He got out of bed and went to the living room. That's when he saw a pair of sneakers by the door. They were the same ones Emma had been wearing that day. He knew she was struggling, so without thinking twice, he left a note with some money and placed the sneakers on the table. Then he went back to bed. The next day, woke up feeling surprisingly energized. She got up, stretched, and headed to the kitchen. That's where she saw the sneakers and the nose welled up in her eyes. For the first time in a long time, she understood what it meant to be free. The sneakers fit perfect. It was as if they had been made especially for her. All of a sudden, she didn't mind getting up early or doing hard work. In fact, she enjoyed it. Every ache and pain in her body felt like a badge of honor, a testament to her hard work and resilience. One afternoon, Emma was working late to fulfill a big order. It was almost midnight by the time she finished. Just then, Jack called. "Hey Emma, are you still at the shop? It's pretty late. Let me drive you home," he said. "Oh, I'm just about to finish up." "All right, hurry up. I'll be waiting in the car," he said. As soon as she hung up, she hurried to lock up the shop. On her way home, a huge dog suddenly appeared. It started chasing her down the street. Emma screamed for help. Just then, Jack came towards her. "Get away from her!" he yelled at the dog. He kicked it and managed to scare it off. "Are you all right?" he asked, helping her up. "I think so," she said, catching her breath. "You scared me." "I'm so sorry," she said. "If it hadn't been for you, I don't know what that dog would have done to me." "It's all right," he said, patting her back. "It won't happen again. I promise." Emma was shaken by the attack. She leaned against Jack, grateful for his support. Suddenly, she felt something out of her blouse. She reached inside and pulled out a delicate blue stone necklace. "Do I know you?" she asked. "Where did you get this?" I don't know," she lied. She had actually taken the necklace from her father's. She never wore it because it reminded her too much of her parents, and now it had fallen apart right in front of Jack. "I'm sorry," she said. "Just an old necklace," he replied. "But I think it's beautiful," he added, handing it back to her. "Thank you," she said quietly. At that moment, Emma realized that she couldn't hide the truth from Jack anymore. She confessed to him that she had left her millionaire father's house years ago. That she was on the same person she used to be. "I'm not a bad person," she said. "I left a world where everything has a price, except love," she admitted. "I never thought I'd find it here, but then I met you and your daughter and I fell in love with you both." He didn't know what to say. Suddenly, Emma's father, Winston Harrington, strode into the room. "Emma," he said, his voice booming. "There you are. I've been looking all over for you." "Dad, how did you?" she whispered. "It doesn't matter," he said. "The important thing is that you're coming home with me now." Emma shook her head. "No, I'm not. I want to stay here with Jack and Lily." "What are you talking about?" her father exclaimed. "You'll whether you like it or not." He grabbed her hand and tried to pull her away. "Don't touch her!" Jack yelled, pushing him away. "She's here with us! She's my daughter and I won't allow her to live in poverty," her father said, gesturing to Lily. "She's not poor," Jack snapped. "Besides, she's not your daughter." "She's mine! You bastard!" her father spat, turned back to Emma. "Come on! We're leaving!" "No, I won't go with you," she said firmly. "You can't force me." Her father looked at her in disbelief. "All right, then I guess you're staying here," she said. The next morning, Jack came into the kitchen to find Emma sitting at the table, tears streaming down her face. "What's wrong?" he asked, rushing to her side. "My dad, he just left," she said, sobbing. "He said he'll never speak to me again." "Hey, don't worry," Jack said, pulling her into a hug. "You're here with me now, and that's all that matters." Just then, Lily entered the kitchen. "Daddy, why is she crying?" she asked. "Oh, it's nothing, sweetheart," he replied, kissing her forehead. "Mommy was just having a bad dream," he said. Emma asked, "Can I give you a pancake, Mommy?" Emma wiped away her tears and forced a smile. "Thank you, sweethearts." "That sounds wonderful." Later that day, Lily started feeling sick. Her fever spiked, and she couldn't stop vomiting. "Oh, my God!" Jack cried, holding her close. "We have to get her to the hospital right now," he said. "But I don't have any money," Emma said. "Panic? That doesn't matter," he replied. "Her health is the only thing that matters right now." But when they arrived at the hospital, the doctor told them they wouldn't accept Lily unless they paid for the treatment in advance. I'm sorry, but I don't have that kind of money, Jack said. I wish I did, he added, looking down at Lily. Suddenly, Emma stepped forward. I'll pay for her treatment, she said. Thank you, Jack whispered, taking her hand. He could not for what she was doing for him and Lily. Over the next few weeks, Emma stayed with Jack and Lily while the girl recovered. Eventually, Lily again and everyone lived happily ever after. Emma and Jack fell deeply in love and he eventually proposed to her. Will you marry me? He asked. She nodded, tears in her eyes. Yes, she whispered. Soon, they were married and settled into a cozy home together. Morning, Emma woke up next to the man she loved and their adorable daughter. She couldn't have asked for a better life.